Hey, what's up, you ILUS Army and ILUS family? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to thoroughly talk about ILUS. I have some good news and some bad news for you when it comes to ILUS. I'm going to thoroughly discuss as to what's going on with the stock price as well as what is going on with ILUS as a company. The bad news is we broke the level and the support that we had at 10 cents and we went to 7 cents, 0.074. We went to as down as 0.072. I have done more analysis and research and I'll be sharing more information as to why we broke down the level, what can happen to ILUS moving forward, what we can expect tomorrow, that is Friday, and for the rest of the month as to where the stock price can go. And I'll be also sharing the good news around it. So stay tuned, watch the full video. If you own ILUS, you really want to watch and understand what is going on to stay away from FUD. Also, you want to do your own due diligence and analysis because I am sharing the research and analysis that I have done on my end, hoping you can make informed financial decision. All in return I ask you is just to hit the like button. If you own ILUS, if you're part of ILUS Army, you really want to hit the like button so we can share this information with more and more people. The information that I'm going to share with you will justify why ILUS dropped down. But before that, let's get into the good news that I was hoping to share with you as well. So the good news is ILUS provided an update to its subsidiary growth plan outside of the NASDAQ ER Tech. Now, we want to share this information definitely with more and more people. So if you haven't subscribed and hit the like button, do it right now. ILUS International provided an update on its subsidiary plan. Now, what this means is this update involves $20 million revenue acquisition that is going to come up. Now, all in all, that is looking super good. This is one of a kind penny stock at the moment in OTC market that is profitable company. We have seen ILUS started from $500,000 in revenue last year in 2021. Fast forward to 2022, they are hoping to do close to $50 million in revenue. It may exceed that number for the entire year in the revenue. The way it became merger and acquisition company, the company is profitable. They have been acquiring companies left and right. Most importantly, they're also working with the European region with the astronomical deal, as JP Backwell mentioned about this particular deal that they're doing in phase 2 at the moment. They are also looking for an Asian deal for more than $100 million, as you already know. And here we go with another merger and acquisition that the company is talking about. ILUS's Emergency Response Focused subsidiary, which is Emergency Response Technology or ERT, that has taken significant step towards achieving the short-term milestone and therefore appointed their CEO. Now, ILUS has simultaneously made significant progress with its renewable subsidiary, which is already home to Replay Solutions. That is an urban mining company which is working on the recovery of the rare metal from the discarded electronic equipment and electrical waste using innovative mechanical and chemical treatment. So this is looking super interesting because the company ILUS as a company is going to get into a slightly different market with this movement that they have been making. eRaptor is the range of commercial utility electric or EV company which is used, or EV function, which are used by industrial, hospitality, agriculture, and public safety sectors. Both companies are currently set up their new operations in Serbia. So now we know that part. And in move to all this, the renewable subsidiary ILUS now in the final stage of agreeing the acquisition of a battery manufacturing company which is currently generating $20 million in annual revenue. Now remember, we are around the one half of the year, or the second half of the year is still pending, and if this acquisition happens within, let's say, 3 months, ILUS will be able to add more revenue, and that revenue could be roughly $5 million. Because think about, every quarter, this company is doing more or less $5 million in revenue. So 4 quarters, 5 times 4, 20 million. But after the acquisition, the 20 million out of 20 million, so $5 million revenue will be added into the ILUS book of business. So which is going to be substantial, and the company is primarily designing and manufacturing several battery types, and it is rolling out its own lithium battery product. Now, when they roll out their own lithium battery product, that is going to be amazing, because right now there is an EV phase and then there is a shift that is going on. If you think about Tesla, Lucid, NIO, they're all looking to, or maybe Mullen, M-U-L-N, Mullen Automotive, they are also working on a very innovative technology that can run the cars for 600 miles. So EV is the way to go, and ILUS is getting their foot into the door with this move. Several byproducts of the replay solutions mining process, such as plastic, lithium, various minerals, can be used in the potential acquisitions manufacturing plant, which is big. The availability of the required raw material and minerals from replay solution will substantially reduce manufacturing costs for the company, and the battery manufacturer will also develop and manufacture batteries for the E-Raptor range of EVs and work on the development and specialized batteries for unmanned drones. So that is going to be the Vera drone company that ILUS owns. Now, you already know that they already have the pre-revenue with the deposits and whatnot for $6 million, if I remember the number correctly. That is going to be impactful as well. Following the several positive meetings with the potential acquisition, further meetings are taking place this week, and ILUS is preparing to agree the terms and announce the deals within the weeks. So which is once again a pretty good move in terms of ILUS. Now, you already know that ILUS is working pretty closely to close any additional deals that they are working on at the moment. With the plan underway, uplist to major stock exchange, which could be NASDAQ in my opinion, or it could be NYSE as well. We don't know, so do your own due diligence. But the execution of aggressive growth plan for its renewable subsidiary, ILUS will now also place the increased focus on the UAV and defense subsidiaries. Here, the company is already addressing the acquisition option for both the sectors, and with this merger of assets into ILUS includes, but it's not limited to, field for public safety, renewable energy, defense security, manufacturing, transportation, and logistics. Now, with this, you should be able to figure these things out real quick, that they are filling out, or they're full circle in terms of the companies which basically they want to manufacture their own product, they want to own the sales part of it as well, and they want to own supply chain management, which means that they need to, let's say if a company needs to pay for all other services after manufacturing, after innovation, they will lose that part of profit. But with this, ILUS will be controlling the full life cycle of a product, of a customer, of the supply chain, and the sales process and the sales funnel, which is going to make ILUS super profitable, and they are going to be able to reduce their overheads with what they are trying to do here. So it's a pretty strategically move that you want to think about. So this is the good news. Now let's get back to the challenging stuff, or maybe not so good news or bad news at the moment. Now, what you want to think is why ILUS has been going down. So right now we have seen ILUS went down from 10 cents to, it went up first 11 cents, got a pretty good support. Take a look. It goes to 9.10 and goes back up. Now goes to 9.10, goes back up. One of the reason why it went to 0.74 or 7 cents is today was such a bad day for the market. NASDAQ was down 4.08% or 453 points, as you can see. S&P was down 3.25% as well, and Dow Jones was down 2.42%. So overall, the market had a red day. As you know, Fed is moving aggressively to make sure that they spike the interest rates, they control the inflation, and they control the economy more than anything else. They're also trying to focus on we don't get into recession, but that is hurting the stock market at the moment. Now, if you want to take a look right here in terms of the price point and how ILUS has been trading, I just quickly wanted to show you this price point, that we did not really go to 7 cents for a long period of time, or rather this is the price point that we are seeing after about 1 year. So back in the day, in September 2021, we saw right here, August rather, At the mid-August, we saw 7 cents. After that, we did not really see 7 cents for ILUS. We went all the way to 51, 52 cents, as you already know, and then we started going down. Now, if you sold it here, congratulations, you might be riding for free, as many of my viewers and subscribers do. And that's what we talked about last year when ILUS went to 10x, that you want to get your potential or your initial investment out of the stock. Now, I'm not saying anything positive or negative about the stock or not. This is financial advice, but I wanted to find out why this happened, what has happened. So if you take a look once again, I wanted to show this chart. This chart shows you clearly that ILUS had a very strong support around 10 cents. So if I can show you this chart right here, it's 11.30, but then we go here, this is almost 10 cents, and we did not really go below 10 cents for a long period of time. So 10 cents, which is a strong support that is broken now, and right now we are seeing 7 cents. With that, of course, the moving average is going down, and this chart is looking a lot of like a bearish chart in terms of the price point if you think about what ILUS has been doing. Now, if you think about the RSI as well, we are not looking at any bad RSI. RSI is more suggesting, RSI is 30, suggesting it's an oversold condition at the moment, which triggered me to find out what's going on with the short volume ratio. So here is what I wanted to share with you is the short volume ratio. Now, the off-exchange short volume ratio is 55.09%, which seems pretty high to me, which means that the stock is getting a ton of pressure in terms of short sellers. Now, if you take a look, we were in short selling for a long period of time for ILUS, but we were around between 30 to 40. We went now in last 5 trading session, we went about the average that we were seeing. So take a look, 58 is the short volume ratio, where we had 8.8 million volume. The short volume was 5.1. Same 5.3, short volume 2.5, so on and so forth. We went down on June 8th, which is when our short volume ratio was 35.80, where we had 6.4 million total volume, and the short volume was 2.3. But then we started spiking up. So what I'm trying to get at is for last consecutive 3 or 4 days, we are seeing a short volume pressure. With 11.7 volume, we saw the short volume of the stocks were 7.2 million, so on and so forth. So the stock indeed has a lot of short sellers and a lot of short volume pressure, which is impacting the negative price point that we are seeing. So on the top of what we have seen the red days into the market, short volume is playing an important role. Another thing that is happening is WSFT, which went 10x, that we already know. We went all the way right here to 40 cents or 42 cents. And from that, we went down to 21 cents. So it cut in half and now it's trying to go back up. So there are a lot of things going on. My understanding is a lot of ILUS players are also playing in WSFT, and which is why we saw the momentum that we saw into the price point. All in all, ILUS suffered in terms of the price point, as you see right here, and broke the level. Now, if the market stabilizes, it will help ILUS. If market goes down, you can expect that ILUS will also be in turbulence in terms of the price point. Nothing is wrong, but what I wanted to share with you is fundamentally company is doing great and they kept doing what they're doing, which is merger and acquisitions. After all, they work day and night sharing the information with us and sharing one more detail on their acquisition, that they are going to be releasing the $20 million acquisition very, very soon. The important stuff is ERT, which is going to get uplisted on NASDAQ or NYSE or any major stock exchange, as ILUS kept telling us, so we'll look into it. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is ILUS is closely working on with their own team and their policy and so on and so forth with SEC to make sure that they bring down these outstanding shares below 1 billion mark. ILUS has been telling us for a long period of time that outstanding shares, as you see right here, 1.27 billion. They want to really bring that down to a billion or below 1 billion. So that will be also helping their common shareholders, because then they will have less common shares, less outstanding shares into the market. They may decide to convert these stocks into the preferred stocks, so on and so forth. The time will tell. But authorized shares at the moment, 2 billion, market cap is 106 billion, their float is 342 mil, and outstanding shares at the moment, based on OTC markets, it's 1.27 billion. So you want to keep that all in mind. So we discuss good and the bad news. I hope you like this content. I hope you like this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You can click the join button as well if you want to help and support. I put a ton of energy, effort, and my time in building these videos, hoping you can get the advantage of my research. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.